So let's look at an example. If a supplier offers you a 2% discount if you were to pay within 10 days instead of 30 days, all right? And assume that the bank offers you 12% per annum, is it a good deal? What would you do and what should you do? What is the right thing to do? So let me just draw a diagram to show you what is going on here. If you do not take out the offer from the supplier, you are going to pay the supplier within 30 days. All right? Now, the supplier is basically saying, hey, why not pay within 10 days? If you pay within 10 days, the supplier is going to give you 2% discount. The question now would be, how do you interpret the 2% discount? From your perspective, this 2% is going to be the light of the cost of financing the gap of 20 days. So for these 20 days, the cost of financing is going to be 2%. Who is funding this 2%? It will be the supplier. Now let's say you have an alternative, and the alternative would be funding from the bank, and let's say the bank is offering 12% per annum. 12% per annum translates into 1% per month. So tell me, which one is a better option? 2% financing costs for 20 days or 1% financing costs for a month? It's obvious that this is going to cost you less. And therefore, does it make sense for you to take on the offer from the supplier to pay early? The answer is no. You should go to the bank to fund this gap and take up the offer. That would be the right thing to do. Now, let's move on to talk a little about Amazon. Amazon is special. From the outside, it may seem that Amazon is making very slim margin. Net profit is not impressive given the scale of the company. But if you were to dig into the financials, you would have a very different story. What do I mean by that? It is Amazon's ability to generate free cash flow. Why does it matter? Remember, free cash flow is the true source of economic value. So even though if you were to look at the company's net income, it's not impressive. But if you were to deep dive into the financial, you will realize that the free cash flow for Amazon is superior. And what do I mean by that? To see why Amazon is so impressive, you've got to deep dive into the cash conversion cycle. Cash conversion cycle here means how long does it take for you to release the cash? How long is your cash locked within the sales cycle? Now, what is impressive here, if you were to look at Amazon as compared to other companies, Costco, Walmart. Walmart and Costco are already pretty impressive. If you were to look at the cash conversion cycle, in days, it's less than 20. But if you were to look at Amazon, what they have achieved is unbelievable. It is a negative number. And here you can see that it takes a negative 40 days for the cash to convert from sales into cash. That means Amazon is actually funding its operation with cash from the suppliers, from the customers. How do they do that? If you were to look at how they charge the customers, one of them will be Amazon Prime. What is cool about Amazon Prime is that it is a subscription model in which every month or every year you are going to pay X amount of money. And this money is going to be what we call accrued liability. Now the thing about accrued liability is that Amazon get to spend the cash they have from you, the customers, and fund their operation. All right, so that's one source in which they get free cash. Now, the other source is their ability or their bargaining power versus the suppliers, because they are big, and when they buy in bulk. If you were to look at a lot of Amazon suppliers, you have a bunch of them dealing with just Amazon alone. That means Amazon has a lot of bargaining power. And because they have a lot of bargaining power, the implication is that they can prolong the repayment. All right? So if you talk about payables, instead of the good old 30 days, they can extend it to more than that. And this allows them to fund their operation not just from the money from the customers, but also from the money from the suppliers. And that's the reason why they have a cash conversion cycle of negative 40-odd. Again, this is really impressive if you compare it with other competitors, brick and mortar competitors like Costco and Walmart. They are still in the region of a positive number. So, to conclude, when you look into how Amazon grow, just like other companies like Apple, the reason why they can grow, the light of what you see, their secret to success, their secret to that growth, is their ability to manage their cash, is their ability to generate free cash flow, is their ability to shrink their cash conversion cycle, so much so that it turns into a negative number, i.e. they are funding their operation from the money from the suppliers and money from the customers. Thank you very much.